Floyd Bennett Field was opened in May of 1931 as New York City's first municipal airport. This was the destination for the aviation industry, and particularly the famous flyers at that time. From Wiley Post to Howard Hughes to Amelia Earhart, and this was the place to promote aviation. The yellow hangar that you see sitting there is called Hangar B. That's the home of our historic aircraft restoration project. The National Park Service established the HARP program in the late 90s in order to try to bring some of Floyd Bennett Field's history alive. And in this program, we have 10 historic aircraft, which we have over 60 volunteers working on and restoring back to their original condition.
When people walk in that door and see these planes, they go, wow, it's an impressive place. And here you can walk around and actually get in the planes.
Well, the kids, their eyes go wide. They get such a look on their face of amazement, you know, and I don't think most of them have ever seen a propeller in their whole life.
We have a very, very unique project that's ongoing at this time, and that's the scale model of the Winnie Mae.
The Winnie Mae had taken off from Floyd Bennett Field for its historic round-the-world flight. When Wiley Post landed at Floyd Bennett Field, there was 50,000 Brooklynites at 11:30 at night came out to see it, which is unheard of. When I spoke to Pete about it, he thought it's a little far-fetched to build an airplane from scratch. He asked me, how are you going to build this? I said, we're going to build it like a model airplane. But how is it possible? Well, I wasn't sure. But when I teamed up with Hank, I knew how it was going to be built.
Okay, what we're looking at here are scale drawings for a model. Basically, this is all we had. We had to convert a model into a full-size version, which created all kinds of problems.
We have constructed the fuselage. We're at a point now where we're working on the landing gear and the tail wheel. When that's complete, we're going to cover it with plywood. The wings are completed except for covering. 85% of the airplane is complete.
People should know about it. It's a beautiful place, and we love to show our planes off.
We have a lot of sense of pride here. We're kind of serving our country in a small way, if you know what I mean. The upkeep of these planes, the equipment, everything else.
I've always felt that this airplane had to be built, always, always. And having been given the opportunity to, well, it's a once in a lifetime as far as I'm concerned. I imagine very few people can fulfill this kind of a dream.
We have over 600 gardeners here that practice hands-on gardening and caretaking of this whole area here, which is a lot different than that which you find in, let's say, one of the southwestern states, where the parks are basically made for people to look at rather than actually participate in creating.
When we started expanding the garden program at Floyd Bennett Field to what it is now, with hundreds of gardens, I kept thinking, well, what are we doing giving people gardens in a national park site? But I have to say that, you know, as a native New Yorker, there's a part of me that is attracted irresistibly to this.
I am the shrub lady. I love all kinds of shrubs. I don't know one name from another, but I know I have a witch's broom. My favorite shrub is the bayberry.
I grow collards, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts.
Flowers and trees. In one part of my garden, I will have some vegetables, like tomatoes.
And with the tomatoes, I've got basil and marigolds because they help tomatoes.
I grew up in the country on a farm, so that was what I was accustomed to. So now that I have the opportunity to do it again, it's just given me great pleasure.
It's glorious. It's a wonderful place. Every gardener has a different philosophy. Some people are heavy into production, and some people are just into joy.
This is the best kept secret in Brooklyn. People don't know we exist. You come here and you're not in Brooklyn anymore. It's a piece of country. To me, this is what a national park should be.